Folks, I did a workshop yesterday. It was in Atlanta, Georgia. I had 20 wonderful professional commissioned salespeople in attendance. We were together for actually a day and a half. It was fantastic. One of the things that was an epiphany to this group, not all of them, but most of them, was the following. When you reach out to a prospect that first time, you need to understand that it takes 5 to 7 contacts typically to get somebody's attention. I asked the people yesterday how many contacts would they typically do with a new prospect, assuming that the prospect was not getting back to them. And the average number was they would reach out 3 times, and then if they didn't hear from the prospect, guess what? They would make an assumption that the prospect wasn't interested, and they would move on. Okay? What we know to be true is it takes 5 to 7 contacts to get somebody's attention. So those folks in that class yesterday and the day before, they were quitting in pre-game warm-ups. They weren't even giving themselves a chance. But here's the double bad news. Bad news number 1, they had put forth about 50% of the effort to get an appointment and they quit. They moved on. That's bad news number 1. Bad news number 2, think about the remnants in their head as they go to their colleagues and their buddies and say the following: man, prospecting's tough. Man, I'm leaving these voicemails. Nobody's getting back with me. I think it's a waste of time. Those are the remnants. That's the aftershock when you don't really understand the numbers and don't really understand what does it take to get somebody's attention. 5 to 7 contacts with a compelling message. My thought process that I communicated with the group yesterday, and I'll communicate it with you right now. When you're prospecting, totally take out of the equation whether somebody gets back with you or not. That's not even relevant to a certain degree. What I would like to see you transform into is just count touches. It takes 5 to 7 touches. What's a touch? Touch is a voicemail. Touch is an email. Touch is a text. Touch is a handwritten note in the mail. Touch is a request on LinkedIn to connect. Those things all count as one touch. No one touch is better than another. So as you think about prospecting and getting appointments, please set the bar a little bit higher in all likelihood than you've been setting it. Make sure that when you start prospecting into someone who you feel is an ideal prospect, when you make that first touch, you are entering into an appointment setting campaign. Carry that thought forward, please. And by the way, when you start in your business and your prospecting, you're in the attention getting business. How do you go about getting attention? 5 to 7 touches with a compelling message to folks that should care about that message. That's why it's called a compelling message. If you want to be like the other folks, please feel free to just call once and quit. Call twice, quit. Call 3 times. Hey, they haven't gotten back to me. I guess they're not interested. That's going to take you to the poorhouse, almost virtually guaranteed. Thank you.